Hi, Mike Gibson, Howie Herrmann, coming to you live from SCAI 2017. Howie, talk to us about the C3 Summit. What do you have in store?
Hi, Mike. It's great to be here, and it's great to represent SCAI again as the director of the C3 Summit Fellows Program. This program, as you know, is a great opportunity for fellows to get a trip to SCAI. They get their way paid, and they get their hotel, and they get their registration. So it's a great introduction to the SCAI National Meeting. But the actual program for the fellows on Friday is a whole day of them presenting cases, complications. And since they're fellows, they're not really their complications, they're your complications and my complications being presented by fellows. And they compete for the honor of presenting. So they get to put together their 5 to 10 minute presentations, and then we have a panel of experts who try to guess what we should have done, what could have been done, what could have been done better, and we make learning points and teaching moments out of it. And we always have a lot of fun. We have great mentors, people like Mort Kern, and, Bob Applegate, and Greg Deemer, and Ted Feldman, myself, others. And Ruby Satapathy and Dwayne Pinto are helping me with it. They're my co-directors. And we have two 2-hour sessions on coronary complications and a whole session on structural and valvular, and then one on peripheral disease. And we always have a lot of fun. We always try to guess what's going to happen, what somebody else would have done. And most of the time, the masters there guess wrong.
Of course.
And that makes for
always
both a good learning experience and,
it humanizes
a lot of
everybody.
fun.
Well, you don't learn anything in the straightforward cases. Really, the learning opportunities are in these challenging cases, and you do learn a lot when your adrenaline is really going, and you got to bail yourself out.
And it's always fun to, we don't know, we never know whether the fellows are presenting cases their mentors know they are presenting or not, and so that makes it fun. We don't always know who the mentors are, sometimes we do, but it's makes for a great learning experience even for us. We get to see things we haven't seen recently. You think you've seen every complication in the book, but you never do until you spend a day seeing what fellows from around the country have cooked up for us.
Is there anywhere where all this is archived that people who couldn't make it or people who are going to be leaving can see?
It isn't, but I think it's a great idea. Nobody wants to put their complications completely on the web. It's one thing to do it in a great meeting, but it is a reasonable idea. One of the things we do, and we instituted a year or two ago, was actually prizes for the best presentation. So we give cash prizes that range anywhere from, I think the top prize is $1,500 and $1,000 and $500, so it's real money. And then we help those fellows who want to get these published as case reports, so the best ones. And often they've already started that process on their own because they're usually interesting cases.
And how many fellows attend?
We have about 50 to 55 fellows.
Okay, so that's so that way they don't feel too intimidated to talk up. I mean, that's still a pretty big group, but it's not hundreds of people.
Right, and of course they're all their peers. They're all fellows in their last year of training. And I think it's, it gets them introduced to things they might not otherwise do, like presenting in front of a group of faculty, putting together their PowerPoints, and it introduces them to the national meeting, so they get to see what SCAI is all about. They feel part of the meeting. I think it's nice to come as a fellow and actually, I know how you and I feel. We don't go to too many meetings where we're not presenting and just sitting in the audience. And I think you feel much more part of a meeting if you're doing a presentation.
Absolutely.
And if you have something to look forward to when you get here, that you're going to be in front of an audience and talk for a little bit. So
well, Howie, thank you for all your years of putting this together. It is an enormous amount of work. And
it has its moments, but it's fun.
And you often don't.
I really enjoy it.
We often don't thank our peers for all the work they do, but I want to thank you from SCAI and all the fellows. And thanks to all of you for joining us here live from SCAI 2017.